1. "Quiet on the set," yelled the man in the director's chair, Oscar-winning producer Stephen Lemon. Actress Daisy Lemon, in all her Hollywood glamour, was standing right in front of the Bean Hive coffee house, located on the renovated Lake Honey Springs boardwalk in Honey Springs, Kentucky. My coffee house. The pride swelled in my heart as I watched Daisy deliver the last lines of the big screen movie they'd been filming over the past 3 weeks. Everyone had come out to watch the final scene being taped before the big production company left town. They stood behind the police line, gasping with excitement as soon as Stephen Lemon yelled, "That's a wrap!" "Who knew?" my Aunt Maxine Bloom asked in her long southern drawl. "This has turned out to be such a great experience for not only Honey Springs, but the entire state." Aunt Maxie's short, now bleached blonde hair was sticking straight up. I was sure she used a full can of Aquanet hairspray. She had on a hot pink feather boa draped around her neck, and it waved in the air from the big fans used on the set and blowing our way. I tucked a stray strand of my curly black hair back in the low ponytail hairstyle I'd chosen today for my unruly locks. Aunt Maxie was the editor-in-chief of Sticky Situation, the gossip column in the Honey Springs newspaper. There was no better place to get some good, hot gossip than right here on the boardwalk, where they were filming the last scene on Lake Honey Springs. Aunt Maxie was ripe for some good gossip. "People magazine?" I asked when I read a piece of paper taped to her chest which read, "People magazine." "People magazine tweeted me back after I hashtagged them when I posted a photo of the movie set." Aunt Maxie was pretty tech-savvy, better than any mid-60-year-old I'd ever come across. "Writing an article for them." She picked up the camera, dangling from the strap hanging around her neck. She held it up to her eyes. Using her free hand, she twisted the lens until she pushed the capture button. The bangles from her elbow to her wrist jingled and jangled. "That's going to be a good shot." She dropped the camera from her eyes and looked over at Daisy Lemon, the lead actress playing the heroine in the latest Sickles Narks romance novel. The backdrop of Lake Honey Springs and the small town of Honey Springs was a perfect character all on its own that would play well on the big screen. "I've got thousands of photos already. Gonna be hard to pick a handful." "That's great." I couldn't have been more pleased for her and Honey Springs. It gave us a break from reading all the gossip she stuck in her piece, mostly filled with half-truths. "Great working with all of you and my beloved Daisy." Stephen turned around and addressed the crew. His words caused a flurry of activity, from the key grip putting the equipment down and the extras taking a break, to Daisy's makeup artist patting her face, to our very own Chrissy Lane making sure Daisy's hair was perfect. Everyone rushed over to fan Daisy from the heat. We were in full-blown spring in Kentucky. It wasn't the normal season most of the country experienced. One day we could have summer temperatures, and the next have snow. Today was a hot day. "Daisy! Daisy!" Penny Bloom, my mother, screamed from behind the police line across from me. She was waving something in the air. "Daisy!" Chrissy shuffled a little bit to Daisy's left, glancing over her shoulder at Mom, giving her a little scowl. The red freckles on Chrissy's face reddened. Chrissy's sun-washed blonde hair was pulled up in a top knot. Hints of her natural red hair were apparent at the roots. I sucked in a deep breath and headed toward my mom. I could see a storm brewing on her face. Don't get me wrong, Penny would never have a hissy fit in public, but she would with me on the phone. "Did you see what that Chrissy Lane just did to me?" Mom snarled. "She just gave me the cold shoulder." "Well, when all of this," Mom circled her finger around, suggesting the movie set, "when all of this is gone and Chrissy still has to work at Touched by an Angel, she'll be thinking twice about shunning me today because I am one of her best customers. Not to mention, I did a lot of fancy paperwork to get her that loan for her house." "Mom," I greeted her with a hug, "what are you waving around?" I didn't even acknowledge what Chrissy had done.